My child, attention. Listen carefully now. Do not skip this. Do not treat this as noise. Stop what you are doing for a moment and stay present with me. If you are hearing this now, it is not random. This is divine timing meeting your life in real time. I am not entertaining you. I am appointing you. When I interrupt like this, it is because movement is required on the inside before movement appears on the outside. You have called it anxiety. You have named it stress, worry, dread, the tightening in your chest, the thoughts that refuse to turn off, the restlessness that follows you even into the room where you thought you would finally exhale. You have labeled yourself with the storm you were walking through. Hear me clearly. You are not weak. You are not broken. You are not behind. I am correcting the label. I am separating your identity from your symptoms. What you felt was real, but what you concluded was not. You were not failing. You were entering transition. That was not anxiety. That was transition. You were not breaking down. You were shifting. You were not losing your grip. You were being invited to let go of what could no longer hold you. The pressure you felt was the signal that alignment had begun beneath the surface. I was preparing your heart before I moved your circumstances. I woke you up inside before I opened anything outside. This is how I work with those I love. Internal change precedes external manifestation. Awareness comes before doors. Stirring comes before steps. My child, I saw the nights you stared at the ceiling and told yourself you should be stronger by now. I saw the mornings you put on a brave face and carried what no one else could see. I saw the questions that stalked you. Am I missing it? Am I late? Did I imagine the promise? You are not late, not early, not late. My timing does not rush and it does not lag. It aligns. And I have been aligning you even while you doubted your own breathing. Silence was not absence. Silence was alignment forming. You learned to survive, and then you called survival a flaw. Survival is not weakness. It is evidence of resilience. It is proof that you stayed in the fire long enough for me to refine what could not go forward with you. I chose you, not because you were perfect, but because you were willing to be formed. Many start strong, few stay steady. You stayed. You showed up when you were unseen. You remained teachable when you were stretched. You refused to harden your heart even when it hurt. I saw, I remembered, and I am responding. Now hear this with the steadiness I am placing in you. I will give you discernment, not hype, direction, not pressure, peace, not confusion. I will teach you to recognize the sound of transition so you do not fight what is preparing you. Panic multiplies fear, but transition forms alignment. You will learn the difference. You will stop calling the surgery a sickness. You will stop diagnosing new strength as old failure. You will stop rehearsing a past chapter while I am writing the next one in real time. What you have felt as an ache to move, to change, to shed, was not a curse sent to punish you. It was mercy sent to move you. When routine began to feel like a cage, I was speaking. When old rooms felt smaller on a random Tuesday, I was whispering. When conversations that once comforted you suddenly felt too tight, I was expanding you. I was enlarging your capacity for what you asked me to trust you with. You prayed for more. You asked for new. You requested increase. Increase does not arrive as decoration. It arrives as stretching. It arrives as transition. It arrives as an invitation to release one grip so your hands can receive what is next. Do not scroll past this because I am resolving something in you now. You are not behind. You are not wrong for sensing the rumble. You were ahead of the manifestation, not mistaken about it. I alerted your heart so your steps could be guided. I stirred your perception so your choices could align. I raised the volume of your discomfort, not to shame you, but to shepherd you. Discomfort without direction is torment. Discomfort with my voice becomes guidance. I am giving you guidance. Calm yourself before me. Breathe and hear this. You do not need to strive now. You need to receive. Let me reframe the last months, the last years even. The tension that made you think you were crumbling was the seam line of an old season tearing so a new one could be sown. The tears did not disqualify you. The pause did not displace you. You were paused because you were being positioned. The window you feared you missed is opening in front of the version of you that has been formed to carry it. If you are seeing this in this exact moment, it is finally your time to know what was actually happening. I am not speaking to someone else. I am speaking to you. Your mind has been racing, but your spirit is ready to learn a new pace. I will show you the signs of transition so that anxiety loses its grip on your name. I will name the stirring. I will define the restlessness. I will clarify the outgrowing. But today, receive this first truth like medicine. You were not failing. You were being moved. Do not treat this as motivation you forget by noon. Treat this as instruction. Treat this as a key. Lay down the storyline that says you are always late, always last, always almost. That story is not mine. My story over you is alignment. My story over you is capacity. My story over you is peace that fits you this time, not as a visitor, but as a resident. Peace is not the prize at the end of performance. Peace is the proof of my presence in the middle of your forming. I am with you, and I am steady. You do not have to know every step to start walking differently. You only have to agree with me about what this has been. Agree with me now. It was not a sentence. It was a signal. It was not collapse. It was commencement. Say yes to my interpretation, and the weight will begin to lift even before doors swing open. Alignment begins the moment you stop resisting the hand that loves you. Stay here. Listen, I will keep speaking. I will not overload you. I will train your discernment with clear steps and gentle corrections. I will turn the volume of panic down and the volume of peace up. Windows open for those who are ready to step through, and I am making you ready not by rushing you, but by aligning you. This is divine timing, meeting your life in real time. You are safe in the interruption because the interruption came from me. My child, attention. Stay with me. Do not scroll. I am moving you from naming to discernment, from confusion to clarity. You asked me to teach you the difference between the noise that drains you and the nudge that repositions you. Listen carefully now. Panic multiplies fear, but transition forms alignment. If you learn this difference, you will stop wrestling the hand that is guiding you. Panic is a collapse of time. It rushes you into imagined endings. It tells you that you are late, that everything is urgent, that if you do not fix it all in the next 5 minutes, you will be swallowed by consequences. Panic narrows your vision until you can only see the worst possibility and call it prophecy. Panic says, something is wrong with you. Panic says, everyone can see that you are failing. Panic says, run faster, prove more, hide the shaking in your hands. Transition is not a collapse. It is a stretch. It lengthens your capacity. It widens your sightline. It awakens you inside so that when the doors open, you are ready to walk through them with steadiness. Transition does not demand frantic solutions. It invites faithful steps. Transition says, something is changing around you and in you. Transition says, make room. Transition says, release what is finished so you can hold what is forming. Transition breathes, panic gasps. Transition aligns, panic scrambles. Transition strengthens, panic drains. Hear these couplets and let them separate truth from torment inside you. Panic says, you are behind. Transition says, you are being moved to the front of what fits you. Panic says, hide. Transition says, heal. Panic says, prove yourself now. Transition says, position yourself with me. Panic says, there is no time. Transition says there is timing. Panic says this is punishment. Transition says this is preparation. Panic says you must carry it all. Transition says I am increasing your capacity so you can carry it with me. You have felt this in your body. I saw the racing thoughts that dashed ahead of your breath. I saw the tightening in your chest, the knot in your stomach, the insomnia that turned your pillow into an altar of questions. I do not shame you for these signals. I designed you to notice what needs attention. Your body was telling you something had begun. Do not call your nervous system your enemy when it is trying to alert you to alignment. When capacity stretches, the seams speak. When rooms shrink, your breath tells the truth. Do not dismiss the sensations. Bring them under my voice. Do not scold yourself for feeling. Let me interpret what you are feeling. Here is how you discern the source in the moment. Ask 3 questions and ask them with me. 1. What is the voice producing in me right now? Accusation or invitation? Accusation is panic's language. Invitation is transitions. 2. What is the fruit when I follow this voice, even for 5 minutes? Confusion and exhaustion, or clarity and a steadying peace? 3. What does this urgency demand? Proving yourself quickly or taking a faithful, specific step that aligns with what I have already been whispering? If it is accusation, confusion, and proving, it is panic. If it is invitation, clarity, and a faithful step, it is transition. Learn this. Practice this. You will become fluent in peace. Do not miss this next part. Panic collapses you into the past or flings you into the future. Transition anchors you in the present where alignment forms. Panic says, rehearse every failure. Transition says, return to what I am doing now. Panic asks you to predict outcomes you cannot control. Transition asks you to participate in the next obedient step that you can control. Panic threatens you with the clock. Transition teaches you the cadence of my timing. Steady, unhurried, precise, not early, not late. When the wave rises, a surge of fear, a memory that stings, a headline that jolts, do this with me. Put your hand on your chest. Breathe slowly. Name it out loud. This is transition speaking, not doom. Ask me, what are you aligning in me? Wait long enough for the answer to steady you. Then move one step that peace confirms. One email, one conversation, one release, one boundary, one yes, one no. Alignment is not forced, it is responded to. Small responsiveness breaks the spine of panic. I will not allow what is coming to crush you. Hear me as I place weight in your core. You will not be crushed by what is coming. I have been building capacity in you. I have been enlarging your inner room so that what would have overwhelmed you in a previous season will fit within you now. I have been strengthening your spine, softening your heart, sharpening your ears. The same sensations that once sent you spiraling will become signals that send you listening. You are not fragile in my hands. You are being formed. You asked me for increase. You prayed for doors, for impact, for greater trust. Increase is not packaging. Increase is architecture. I adjust beams. I widen hallways. I remove walls that once felt like safety because they now limit your range. That internal rattling you called chaos was me reallocating the weight so the structure can hold more. Panic experiences these adjustments as invasion. Transition recognizes them as construction. Let me be your builder. Let me be your foreman. Let me decide what stays and what goes, and I will hand you keys that fit rooms built for longevity, not for spectacle. My child, you are learning to separate the voice of fear from the voice of formation. You will not be hurried by headlines, by other people's pace, or by the timeline your insecurity keeps repeating. You will move by my peace. You will find that when you agree with my interpretation, your body follows your spirit into calm. The chest loosens, the thoughts slow, the night makes room for sleep. This is not pretending. This is alignment manifesting physiology. I am not promising you a life without pressure. I am training you to recognize which pressure signals preparation and which pressure signals a lie. Do not treat this as information to store. Treat this as a practice to live. When panic knocks, answer with presence. When accusation speaks, answer with truth. When imagined futures crowd, return to the step in front of you. You were not built to sprint after every alarm. You were built to walk with me through appointed doors. Stay in pace. Stay responsive. Stay teachable. I will make you wise in the language of transition, and once you are fluent, panic will lose its leverage over you. I am with you now. I quiet the swirl. I bless your body with the memory of peace. I lay my hand upon the places that have been bracing for impact, and I release the knowledge. I have you. I am aligning you. I will finish what I started. Learn the difference, and you will rest while you are repositioned. Learn the difference, and the signal will no longer be mistaken for a sentence. Learn the difference, and you will stop fighting what is preparing you for what is next. My child, listen carefully and stay with me. Do not scroll. Do not rush past this because you are uncomfortable with the quiet. I am addressing the waiting, the silence, the space where you began to doubt your own prayers. I saw the nights you stayed strong without support. I saw the mornings you woke up exhausted and still chose faithfulness when no one was applauding. I saw the days you did the next right thing even when you felt forgotten. I was not absent in those hours. I was not indifferent to your ache. Hear me. What you called silence was not abandonment. It was alignment forming. The delay was not denial. The delay was preparation. You were paused because you were being positioned. When I appear quiet, do not assume I am inactive. Seeds do their most vital work underground. Foundations settle before the walls rise. Gears are calibrated before the clock announces the hour. My timing does not rush, and it does not lag. It aligns. I was forming timing, protection, and capacity beneath the surface of your life, so that when movement came, you would move with steadiness, not splinter under weight. I know why the quiet scared you. Silence can feel like anxiety when old coping systems stop working. The strategies that once kept you busy, over-planning, over-pleasing, over-proving, began to fail because they could not travel with you into what I am giving. The numbing, the distraction, the constant comparison, the habit of fixing everything for everyone. Those were survival in a previous chapter, but they became sabotage at the threshold of this one. I let them lose their power so you would not crown them as saviors. I quieted lesser voices so you could finally hear the whisper that guides you into doors I designed. Your nervous system registered the change, called it danger, and rang alarms. But danger was not present. Destiny was. I was recalibrating your responses from panic to presence. Hear the reframes and let them land. Silence was not absence. Silence was alignment forming. Waiting was not wasting. Waiting was weight training. Hiddenness was not punishment. Hiddenness was healing. Closed doors were not rejection. Closed doors were mercy. Some opportunities were loud but not loyal to your future. Some rooms would have celebrated you today but suffocated you tomorrow. I blocked access because shortcuts would have cost you what you prayed for. A cheaper road would have delivered you to a stage you were not ready to sustain. I love you too much to let adrenaline masquerade as anointing. I chose protection over your hurry. Do you want to know why I withheld certain connections that looked perfect on paper? Because they were not aligned with your assignment. Why did the interview stall, the meeting cancel, the message go unanswered? Because timing matters more than validation. Because what you call momentum is not always my movement. I orchestrated detours to keep you from collisions you could not see. I preserved your name from agreements that would have owned your future. I forced slowness so substance could grow. Selection is not about speed. It is about substance, and substance takes time. Underneath the quiet, I was engineering intersections. People you have not met yet. Provisions you have not imagined yet. Doors that require a version of you that had to be formed in the unseen. I was strengthening your spine so favor would not bend you into the shapes of other people's expectations. I was enlarging your breath so rooms and roles would not hijack your peace. I was teaching you the cadence of peace so you could hear me above applause and criticism alike. I was making you able to handle what you asked me for. I said yes to your prayer the first time you prayed it. Then I began to build you to carry it. In the waiting, you learned how to move without hype. You learned how to worship without witnesses. You learned how to rest without permission slips from your guilt. You learned to make small, faithful choices when big outcomes did not answer you back. This is why, even now, I call you steady. You kept oil in your lamp when nights were long. You did not let cynicism colonize your heart. You remained teachable. You stayed. I chose you not because you were flawless, but because you were faithful in small things. Many start loud. Few grow quiet enough to be led. You have been led. So hear me set you free from shame over the interval between promise and fulfillment. You are not late. You are right on time for the version of you that can sustain the promise. Not early, not late. The window you feared you missed is opening to meet the you I have been forming in the hidden place. The quiet was the workshop where I fitted you with a new capacity. The hush was the hospital where I knit you back together. The delay was the doorway where I trained your ear to my peace. Now let me show you how to walk differently within this revelation. When you feel the quiet draw near again, do not scramble to fill it. Ask me, what are you aligning right now? When no new instruction comes, maintain the last faithful step with excellence and rest. If the door is closed, bless it and move to preparation. Clean what you have. Finish what is unfinished. Release what is choking your joy. Forgive what still bleeds. Put your hands on what is yours to steward today. Alignment is not forced. It is responded to. Do not manufacture movement to avoid discomfort. Let peace set the pace, and let practice build the muscle of patience. I want you to recognize the early signals so you stop misnaming them. You asked me for discernment. I am answering. I will show you how transition speaks so you do not confuse me with punishment. I will teach you the 3 progressive signs that your next is approaching. The stirring when I wake you up inside before I move anything outside. The restlessness when routine starts to feel like a cage. And the outgrowing when old rooms and roles can no longer hold the person I have expanded. Learn these signs and you will stop calling it failure when I am announcing readiness. Let this settle in you before we go there. You were not abandoned in silence. You were accompanied into alignment. Feel my hand steadying you. Breathe. I am here. I will finish what I started in you. I will not waste your waiting. I am bringing you into a pace where peace becomes proof and timing becomes friend. Stay present with me. Stay responsive. As you receive this truth, the tremor eases and the ground under you firms. Now, with a quieted heart, step with me into the first sign, the stirring, and watch how quickly the language of transition becomes your mother tongue. My child, attention. Stay with me here. Do not scroll past this. We are at the first sign, the first mercy, the first light turning on inside your inner room, the stirring. This is when I wake you up inside before I move anything outside. This is divine timing meeting your life in real time. not as spectacle, but as signal. If you are hearing this now, it is because I am stirring you now. Feel how it began, subtle at first, then insistent, a holy discomfort, a thrum just beneath your ribs, an alertness you could not explain. You noticed more, you felt more, you questioned more, you could not ignore it anymore. Small things you once overlooked suddenly mattered. Words weighed more, choices felt heavier. Your own peace level started telling the truth about rooms, rhythms, and relationships you had been tolerating. It felt like your appetite changed overnight, and you wondered if something was wrong with you. Nothing is wrong with you. Something is right on time. Hear me. The stirring is not to torment you. It is to reorient you. I am rearranging your priorities. I am refining your taste. I am resetting your internal compass to point to true north again. Entertainment that once numbed you tastes thin. Conversations that once hyped you feel shallow. You start craving depth, quiet prayer, clarity. You hunger for clean motives and clean boundaries. This is not you becoming cold. This is you becoming clear. This is not you withdrawing. This is you being woven into integrity. I am simplifying your yes so your future does not fracture under 1,000 maybes. You asked me to guide you, so I began by waking you from within. The stirring often arrives as questions that refuse to be pacified. Why am I carrying this? Why does this agreement feel heavier than it should? Why does the pace I chose no longer let me breathe? Do not despise these questions. The stirring asks them not to accuse you, but to align you. It is not panic's suspicion. It is wisdom's invitation. I am shining light into corners, not to shame you, but to show you where peace wants to sit. Learn the markers of my stirring so you do not confuse it with the noise of fear. My stirring draws you toward truth, not theatrics. It pulls you into prayer, not into compulsive scrolling. It seeks confession and clean hands, not performance and pretense. It produces clarity, even if the clarity is not that, not now. It increases your hunger for Scripture's cadence without demanding you perform for applause. It softens your heart toward the people you avoided and emboldens your lips to speak the boundary you avoided. It moves you to forgive, return, repair, release. Doom scrolling leaves you buzzy, brittle, and suspicious. The stirring brings you sober, grounded, and willing. Not accusation, but invitation. Not frenzy, but focus. Not chaos, but course correction. You felt it when sleep became more than recovery. It became a classroom where I visited you with dreams that repeated a theme. You felt it when old coping habits put a sour taste in your mouth. You felt it when that one conversation would not leave you because it revealed what you had outgrown. You felt it when your calendar looked full but your soul felt empty. You felt it when the playlist that once worked could not carry you through the morning, and silence felt louder than sound. You noticed more, you felt more, you questioned more, you could not ignore it anymore. Do not run from this mercy. When I interrupt your comfort, it is because movement is required. Alignment is not forced, it is responded to. Here is how you respond while nothing has changed on the outside. Set aside the need to explain the stirring to everyone. Bring it to me first. Ask, what are you awakening in me? Wait long enough for peace to put words to the sensation. Write it down. Name the misalignment it's pointing to. Name the practice it's inviting you into. Name the release that has been overdue. Then move one faithful step within 24 hours. One confession, one apology, one boundary, one declutter, one email that ends what is no longer aligned. One quiet hour reserved for me on your calendar. Small obedience honors big alignment. When the stirring intensifies, you may think you must overhaul everything in a day. Do not do that. Overhaul is ego in costume. Alignment is agreement on the next step. Let me pace you. I am not asking you to move faster. I am asking you to move truer. I am not pushing you into spectacle. I am pulling you into substance. The stirring will not stop just because you distract yourself. Distraction will only make it leak into places you did not intend. Face it with me, and you will find that what felt like a knot begins to untie as you take the step I highlight. Notice also how the stirring restores your honesty. You start telling yourself the truth again. You stop justifying what keeps you small. You stop excusing what corrupts your peace. You stop making covenants with exhaustion and calling it commitment. You stop borrowing identities from rooms that do not fit you. You return to the voice that called you by name. When you tell yourself the truth, you make room for me to confirm it. Integrity is not punishment. It is the path where favor knows where to find you. You will feel me nudge you to prepare while doors are still closed. Clean the space you already have. Finish what is unfinished. Organize what has been neglected. Pay attention to what you avoid. That avoidance is a compass too. Forgive where your heart hardens. Release what asks you to lie. Simplify what demands you split yourself in two. These are not small chores. They are acts of participation. They align the inner room with the future I am sending. I wake you up inside before I move anything outside, because foundations are laid in quiet before the building rises in public. Do not be surprised if relationships feel briefly tender under this light. The stirring will reveal who can sit with your truth and who can only sit with your performance. Bless both, but align with truth. Do not weaponize the stirring to punish others. Use it to prune agreements that cost you your peace. I am not asking you to announce your next. I am asking you to agree with it in private and let your consistency preach for you. Remember, the stirring is evidence that you are not late. You are early on the inside, so you can be right on time on the outside. You are not failing, you are forming. You are not losing your way, you are locating your center. I chose you, not because you knew all the answers, but because you were willing to respond to the signal. Many feel the stirring and silence it. You are the one who will stay present and answer. So now let me ask you and answer me in your heart. Where is the stirring pointing? What one truth must be spoken? What one habit must be ended? What one practice must be begun? What one boundary must be honored? What one yes is peace already confirming? I am not entertaining you. I am appointing you. Windows open for those who are ready to step through, and readiness begins with inner agreement. Agree with me now. Say yes to the reorientation. Bless the holy discomfort. Treat it not as an enemy, but as the friend that escorts you to the door. Breathe. Let the rush drain out of your body as you receive this. You are safe in the stirring because the stirring came from me. I am not here to exhaust you. I am here to expand you. I am awakening direction in you so that when movement appears, you will not scramble. You will step. Stay responsive. Stay honest. Stay near. I will finish what I started, and this is how I start it, by waking you up inside before I move anything outside. My child, attention. Stay with me here. Do not scroll. I am about to translate your inner tremor into a simple, freeing instruction. The stirring is not chaos. It is my invitation to release what you have outgrown. Hear me with both ears. What rises during stirring is not there to shame you. It is there to leave you. This is not regression. This is extraction. What cannot travel with you surfaces now so you can hand it to me. Notice what comes up when the light turns on. Old guilt you tried to outrun. Unresolved grief you kept too busy to feel. Hidden resentment masquerading as maturity. The reflex to please everyone at the expense of your own peace. The fear of disappointing people who prefer your smaller version. These are not random intrusions. They are luggage lining up for inspection. They are attachments presenting their tickets and finding they have expired. Do not panic when they appear. Do not negotiate with them. Do not rename them as virtue. Let them identify themselves so you can surrender them. This is not regression. This is extraction. When metal is refined, heat draws impurities to the surface so they can be skimmed away. When a wound is cleaned, what is not you must be lifted out so you can heal whole. You asked me for increase. You asked me for doors. You asked me for peace that lasts. Release is the doorway. Letting go is the first step of capacity. You cannot hold tomorrow if today is full of what has finished its work. Stay here with me. Breathe. Let truth settle deeper than feeling. Place your hand on your chest and say in your heart, I am safe to release. Let your nervous system hear it from my voice. I am not rushing you into spectacle. I am not asking you to explain yourself to every observer. I am pulling you into freedom. Old guilt rises. Tell it the truth. It has been confessed, repented, covered. Its power was a memory, not a sentence. Unresolved grief rises. Do not bulldoze it. Put it in my hands and let tears do the cleaning. Words cannot. Hidden resentment rises. Name the boundary you betrayed in yourself. Forgive what you can, release what you must, and step back into alignment. People-pleasing rises. Recognize it as fear in a hard-working costume. I am not asking you to be cruel. I am training you to be clear. Your no can be holy. Your yes must be clean. Do not confuse self-protection with my protection. Self-protection tries to control outcomes and keeps you braced, bargaining with every possibility. My protection invites you to obedience and keeps you open, trusting that I am the one who holds outcomes. This is the correction I am making inside you now. You do not need to control outcomes to be safe. You need to stay present and obedient in the small steps I highlight. When you feel the pull to fix, prove, or preempt every potential disappointment, return to this practice. Pause, breathe, ask me for the next faithful act, and do only that. One forgiveness, one boundary, one deletion, one declutter, one call returned, one call not returned, one honest sentence spoken without apology. Obedience in small measures is how big alignment lands without breaking you. You have spent years managing perceptions. You have apologized for taking up your true shape. You have carried responsibilities that I never asked you to carry, just to keep peace that was never true. The stirring is surfacing these contracts so you can tear them up. This is not rebellion. This is repentance from agreements that kept you smaller than I made you. Release the role that required you to be needed to feel valuable. Release the schedule that starved your soul. Release the conversation that asked you to lie about what you want. Release the performance that bought you approval but rented your voice. Release the fantasy that if you never disappoint anyone, you will finally feel safe. Safety is not found in universal approval. Safety is found in my presence and in integrity with me. I saw the list you keep in secret, the people you think you failed, the moments you wish you could rewrite, the goals you did not hit on time. Lay the list on the altar of now. I am not grading you as a teacher with a red pen. I am fathering you into capacity. I am shepherding you into pace. I am redirecting you from crowds that clap for your mask to tables that welcome your whole self. Extraction hurts not because I am cruel, but because you fused your identity to what you did to survive. I bless the resilience it took. I am not shaming the tools that kept you alive. I am simply placing them down because survival is not your assignment anymore. Peace is, purpose is, presence is. If you need words to pray, I will give them to you now. Stay with me. Breathe slowly. Say, God, I agree with your stirring. I release guilt you have forgiven. I release grief into your comfort. I release resentment and take back my boundary. I release the need to be everything for everyone. I release the fear of disappointing those who will not understand my obedience. I choose clarity over performance. I choose peace over approval. I choose the step you highlight over outcomes I cannot control. Align me with truth. Let this sit longer than your impulse to move on. Let it settle deeper than the sensation of anxiety. Feel the unclenching. Feel the weight slide off. This is alignment landing in your body. As you release, you will notice immediate shifts that do not look spectacular but feel like oxygen. Sleep will visit where bracing lived. Your appetite for noise will drop. The urge to explain will diminish. Conversations once flattering will feel empty. That is not you becoming arrogant. That is the taste of truth replacing sugar. You will clean a drawer and feel as if you cleared a hallway in your mind. You will unfollow what inflamed comparison and feel room in your chest. These are not small things. These are seeds of sustainability. This is not regression. This is extraction. Remember it when a voice tries to guilt you back into old roles. Remember it when someone calls your boundary betrayal. Remember it when your own habit of proving dangles bait. You are not abandoning love. You are abandoning lies. You are not rejecting people. You are rejecting the version of yourself that needed to disappear to be accepted. Let me hold their disappointment. Let me handle the ripples. Your assignment is to be honest, obedient, and kind, not compliant with dysfunction, not available to abuse, not perpetually accessible to what drains you. When you release, something else begins. The room that once fit you will feel smaller. The pace that once felt normal will feel like a cage. We will name that next. It is called the restlessness, not panic, but proof that capacity has increased. Do not fear it. Do not run ahead of me to fill it with anything. For now, honor the release. Bless the extraction. Let the new space breathe. You are not late. You are lighter. You are not failing. You are being freed. Stay here in this clean air. Stay with me. We will walk, not rush, into what comes next. My child, attention. Stay with me now. Do not scroll. We are at the second sign, and I am naming it so you stop misdiagnosing it. It is the restlessness, when routine starts feeling like a cage. You wake up and everything looks fine on paper, yet something in you keeps saying, this is no longer it. Irritability has crept into places that used to be easy. Meetings that once satisfied now feel like you are wearing a shirt 2 sizes too small. Tasks get done and your soul does not exhale. You find yourself bored in conversations you used to chase, distracted in rooms that once felt like reward, oddly off on days that would have impressed a former you. You scroll more but feel less. You pace the same hallway and feel it shrinking. You cannot shake the sense that there is a door somewhere you have not opened yet. Hear me. You are not ungrateful. You are being stretched. Restlessness is often your spirit refusing to shrink. Your current container is no longer your future. This disquiet is not proof that you have failed where you are. It is proof you have finished what that level could give you. I expanded your capacity in the hidden place, and now the space that once held you kindly cannot hold you cleanly. Do not shame yourself for outgrowing a chapter I grew you through. Gratitude for the past and readiness for the next can sit at the same table without arguing. You asked me for discernment, so let me distinguish this from panic. Panic shouts, "Fix it now," and throws you into frantic overhauls that exhaust you. Restlessness whispers, "Pay attention," and invites you into focused listening. Panic multiplies fear. Restlessness multiplies questions that point to direction. Panic drives you to prove something to onlookers. Restlessness draws you to align something with me. One drains you, one repositions you. Do not confuse them. This signal is not a verdict. It is an invitation. I am exposing an enemy of transition right here. Distraction and numbness. Routine can become a hiding place from obedience. You can bury holy discontent under noise and call it faithfulness. You can fill every gap with entertainment, tasks, and other people's emergencies to avoid the honest conversation I am trying to have with your soul. Do not medicate your calling with noise. Do not scroll past this. Do not talk yourself out of what I am awakening, because it would be easier to keep the calendar you have than to honor the map I am unfolding. When routine becomes a cage, it is because you turned rhythm into religion and comfort into a king. I am interrupting your routine because routine has almost caused you to miss what I am doing. Let me show you what this signal looks like in the details, so you stop calling it sin or cynicism. You find yourself restless after accomplishing what you set out to do, not because you are incapable of contentment, but because you already drank what that well could offer. You catch irritation at the same old assignments, not because you despise service, but because your gifts are asking for an environment that will steward them with integrity. You sense a holy boredom where there used to be excitement, not because you are unfaithful, but because novelty has finished its distraction and substance is summoning you. You delay sending that email because something in you does not want to sign another year to a room that drains you. You feel a resistance to saying yes where you used to be flattered just to be asked. You finish a workday and realize you did much but built little. You sit with friends and love them, yet you know these conversations cannot carry your next obedience. Do not shame this recognition. Let it speak. Now here is how to turn restlessness into guidance instead of panic. I am not asking you to torch your life in a weekend. Alignment is not forced. It is responded to. Begin with simple daily check-ins that make room for my voice to sort signal from static. In the morning, before you touch a screen, put your hand over your chest and breathe slowly. Ask, God, where am I shrinking? Where am I cramping? Where do I feel tight? Where do I feel light? Do not edit the answers that surface. Write them down, unpolished, honest. One page. If a sentence scares you, underline it. Fear often marks the doorway peace intends to claim. Take a 10-minute walk without earbuds. Let your thoughts rise and fall without chasing them. Say my name under your breath until your pace matches your breath and your breath matches my peace. If a problem keeps circling, ask me one question only. What is the next faithful step? Then stop. You do not need the 10th step yet. Obedience is a lamp to your feet, not a floodlight to your 5-year plan. At midday, give me 5 minutes. Step away from the screen. Close your eyes. Ask, what have I overcommitted to today that does not belong to me? One release, one reschedule, one no. That restores honesty. Send the email that cleans the boundary. Delete the draft that tries to explain your obedience into universal approval. Clarity is kind. Performance is cruel. In the evening, review without self-violence. Ask, where did I feel caged? Where did I feel oxygen? Celebrate even the smallest oxygen. 10 minutes in silence. One paragraph written. One drawer cleared. One honest conversation started. These are not trivial. They are proof that restlessness can be stewarded into direction. Guard your gates while you are learning this language. Reduce the inputs that shout over your inner room. Do not binge the lives of strangers to anesthetize the ache of your own growth. Do not use busyness as an excuse to abandon prayer. Do not confuse productivity with purpose. I am after agreement, not frenzy. If an activity leaves you more scattered than settled, it is not your compass in this hour. I saw you try to talk yourself out of this feeling by listing blessings. Gratitude is holy, but gratitude does not require you to pretend the cage is a garden. Honor what has been. Bless those who built with you. Thank me for the provision, and then tell the truth. This container is complete. That sentence is not betrayal. It is maturity. It is how you release with honor and receive without guilt. Let me address the fear under your restlessness, the fear of disappointing people. the fear of being called unfaithful, the fear that you will lose what you have if you stop pleasing what no longer fits you. I am your keeper, not their approval, not your schedule, not your reputation. I did not grow you in the hidden place to keep you hostage to rooms that require you to minimize what I maximized. I am not asking you to burn bridges. I am asking you to cross the right ones. If you are seeing this now, it is because the window is near and I am training your response. When restlessness rises, do not dramatize it and do not deny it. Receive it as an alarm that wakes you gently. Let it move you into small acts of obedience that make space for the new. Clean one square foot, close one tab, pray one honest prayer, have one clear conversation, study one door instead of 20. If no door is open yet, prepare the bag you will carry when it is. Transition rewards the responsive. Remember this refrain when the day tries to drag you back into autopilot. You are not ungrateful. You are being stretched. You are not behind. You are being aligned. You are not trapped. You are being taught to walk out of cages that once felt like home. Let that truth unclench your jaw, soften your shoulders, slow your breath. Breathe now. Stay with me. The restlessness is not your enemy. It is your escort out of crowd-pleasing into calling, out of numbing into noticing, out of activity into assignment. I am with you in it. I am not entertaining you. I am appointing you. When routine starts feeling like a cage, it is because I have unlocked a door. Listen for the click. Practice the small turn of the handle. Step when I say step. I will teach you the pace of peace as we go, and you will discover that what once made you anxious becomes your new compass, steady, clear, faithful, aligned. My child, attention, stay with me. Do not rush. Do not scroll. When restlessness peaks, you will be tempted to fix your life in a single weekend. You will want to sign something, quit something, announce something, prove something. Hear me. Transition is not permission to panic move. I did not wake you to push you into chaos. I woke you to partner with you in pace, not fast but faithful, not frantic but focused, not forced but aligned. When the pressure rises inside your chest, your reflex has been to accelerate. You speed up your words. You stack decisions. You over-explain to people who were never called to carry the weight of your yes. You try to outrun the ache instead of asking it what it is pointing to. That is the old pattern. I am breaking that pattern now. I am teaching you the pace of peace. I am not trying to make you slow for slowness' sake. I am synchronizing you to the speed where wisdom can hear itself think. My timing does not rush and it does not lag. It aligns. If you trust this, you will stop performing for fear and start partnering with me. Let me give you a simple correction that will save you from regret. Do not make lifetime vows in peak emotion. Do not send covenant words while your hands shake. Do not accept assignments because adrenaline told you you could do everything at once. If it is from me, it will be there after you breathe and ask me again. Urgency driven by fear is not faith. It is panic dressed up as vision. I do not lead by intimidation. I lead by instruction. I move you by clarity, not by crisis. If you feel cornered, step back into me and watch the room widen. Here is the peace test, and I want you to practice it until it becomes muscle memory. Peace does not always feel comfortable, but it always feels clear. Peace may let your hands tremble while your feet know where to go. Peace steadies your breath even as your heart feels the weight of obedience. Peace removes the need to convince everyone. Peace aligns with what I have already told you, not with the loudest opinion in the room. Peace can wait without bitterness. Peace can say yes without bargaining and no without apology. Panic, by contrast, demands spectacle, requires an audience, and punishes you if you hesitate. Panic makes you draft paragraphs to justify yourself. peace lets your steps explain you. Ask these questions before you move. Does this step invite me deeper into integrity, or am I crafting an image to secure approval? Does this step increase my inner steadiness, even if it reduces my outer applause? Does it agree with the way I have been teaching you to live, or does it ask you to betray a boundary we just rebuilt? Would I still take this step if no one ever knew I did? If you cannot hear the answers, slow your pace until your inner room quiets. Silence was not absence in your waiting season. Silence is alignment forming again now. Let quiet sort your motives. Let breath return authority to your spirit. Practice my pace with these kinds of obedience. The 24-hour humility. When adrenaline surges, write the thing, but do not send it. Pray, sleep, read what you wrote in the morning light of peace. If it still stands under peace, proceed. The rule of one. One meaningful decision per day, not 5 born of fear. The 2 witnesses. Do not move on impulse alone. Seek both peace in your spirit and alignment with my word and past instruction. The body check. Before you commit, unclench your jaw, lower your shoulders, breathe deep and ask, God, is this you? If your breath remains shallow and you cannot release bracing without forcing yourself, pause. I am not a tyrant of timelines. I am a father of alignment. Guard your calendar while you learn this. Overcommitment is a thief dressed as generosity. Do not say yes to what costs you the substance of your assignment. Do not buy speed with integrity. Do not pretend that exhaustion is sacrifice. I am not asking you to become impressive. I am asking you to become accurate. Accuracy requires room. Create room. Tithe your attention. Give me the first quiet minutes before everyone else makes a claim on your mind. Let worship level your pace. Let gratitude balance your urgency without blinding you to the next step. This is where peace becomes a compass, not a feeling floating above your life, but a practice that locates true north in the middle of pressure. You keep asking, what if I miss it? What if I'm late? Hear me with finality. You are not late, not for what is truly yours. I have kept you through detours, delays, and disappointments, and not one of them canceled my design. My timing does not rush, and it does not lag. It aligns. When I open a window, it is not a trapdoor that vanishes in seconds to mock you. It is an invitation calibrated to your capacity. I have been building that capacity in hidden ways while you called it waiting. You do not need to sprint to prove you are grateful. Gratitude looks like agreement at the right pace. Let me recalibrate your decision-making right now. Replace, how fast can I do this, with, how faithfully can I do this? Replace, how will this look, with, how true is this to what you are forming in me? Replace, what will they think, with, what have you said? This is how frenzy loses its grip. This is how you stop living by the pressure of opportunity and start living by the authority of assignment. Opportunity without alignment is a drain. Assignment at the pace of peace is ease in motion. Understand the sequence I am walking you through. I stirred you awake from within. I let restlessness test the walls of your current container. Now I am teaching you the pace that will carry you across thresholds without tearing what I healed. After this, you will discover the third sign in full force, outgrowing. Old rooms, old roles, and old conversations will simply be unable to contain who you have become. Do not fear that moment. New oil cannot be carried in old patterns. The pace of peace is the new pattern, the new wineskin. Without this pace, new oil spills. With this pace, new oil sustains. So breathe, my child. Put your hand over your heart and let me settle you. You do not need to prove anything in this hour. You need to practice the peace that I am giving you right now. Walk with me, not ahead in hype and not behind in hesitation. Step when I say step. Pause when I say pause. Speak when I fill your mouth. Be silent when explanation would drain you. If you will honor this rhythm, you will find that doors open as you arrive, that favor meets you without striving, and that what once spiked your anxiety becomes the clean signal of alignment. Stay here with me. Let peace take the lead. We are moving, but we are not rushing. We are aligning, and you are right on time. My child, attention. Stay with me now. Do not scroll past this. We have arrived at the third sign, and I am naming it so you do not confuse it with failure. It is outgrowing, when old rooms, old roles, and old conversations can no longer hold you. This is why you have felt the ache lately. Friendships that once fit now rub your soul raw. Interests that used to ignite you now flicker without warmth. Your tolerance for dysfunction has dropped to zero, and you feel lonely even while sitting among familiar faces. You are not imagining it. The room did not change. You did. The ceiling you once aspired to has become your floor, and your spirit refuses to stoop to make it feel like home again. Hear me clearly. You are not becoming cold. You are becoming clear. You are not harsh. You are honest. You are not distant. You are defined. This is not arrogance. This is accuracy. The clarity you prayed for is rearranging your life. You asked me to align your steps. Alignment is not merely doors opening. Alignment is also chairs scraping as they move into their right places, distances remeasured, access recalibrated, patterns retired. When capacity expands, containment must be revised. Otherwise, growth becomes a bruise. I saw when you sat at the table and felt like a guest in a story you used to author. I saw how you listened to the same looped conversations, gossip that tries to pass for intimacy, complaint that parades as discernment, comparison that masquerades as ambition, and something in you went quiet. Not because you had nothing to say, but because your soul could not spend breath on what does not build. I saw you try to laugh at jokes your spirit no longer found funny, nod along to compromises you no longer accepted, hold your tongue to keep a peace that cost you your peace. I am not punishing you for outgrowing that table. I am honoring what I have grown in you. Outgrowing carries grief, and I want you to mourn without guilt. It is holy to feel the sadness of a chapter closing, even when that chapter saved you once. Let tears come for the memories you will not relive in the same way. Honor the people who stood with you in seasons that would have swallowed you alone. Bless the room that once sheltered you from storms while you learned to stand. Gratitude is fitting, nostalgia is natural. Just do not turn either into a chain that ties you to what cannot carry you now. You can say thank you without staying. You can honor what was without breaking what is becoming. Let me correct the labels that try to cling to you in this shift. You are not difficult. You are discerning. You are not unstable. You are evolving. You are not losing it. You are locating it, the center, the call, the assignment. You are not too much. You are newly measured for what fits your true size. Do not let anyone's comfort define your capacity. Some will miss the smaller version of you that served their convenience. Some will call your boundaries betrayal. Some will confuse your clarity with contempt because they benefited from your confusion. I will handle their misunderstanding. Your assignment is to be kind, to be clear, to be obedient. Do you feel the loneliness that follows clarity? That ache is real. When you stop shrinking, not every room can come with you. Between chapters, there is a hallway. In that hallway, familiar faces may blur at the edges. Patterns become echoes. Invitations feel like traps. You worry that you are breaking something that used to be beautiful. Listen to me. You are not breaking it. You are blessing it as you let it be what it was. You are not abandoning love. You are refusing to keep love alive with lies. Holy loneliness is not a verdict. It is a vestibule. It is the place where I walk with you hand in hand until I seat you with those whose conversations carry what I am doing next in you. Outgrowing has a purpose beyond comfort. It is capacity building. I am enlarging the inner room so you can carry what you prayed for without being crushed by it. The promise has weight. Influence has gravity. Doors swing on hinges of character. If the old role trains you to split your integrity for approval, it cannot be the structure for what I told you I would place on your life. If the old conversations keep you tethered to small conflicts, they will steal breath you need for big obedience. If the old room requires your silence to sustain its harmony, it cannot hold the voice I have refined in you. I am not removing you to punish. I am resituating you to sustain. How do you walk this without burning bridges or burying yourself in shame? Let me give you steps that honor both love and alignment. First, acknowledge in truth. Say the sentence out loud in my presence. This room, this role, this conversation is complete for me. Feel the weight lift, even as the grief rises. I am there in both. Second, bless what you are releasing. Whisper names. Remember moments. Thank me for the provision and the protection they once were. Third, reset distances without disdain. Not every connection must be cut to be changed. Some people move from daily to monthly, some from counsel to acquaintance, some from inner circle to prayed for from afar. This is not punishment, it is proper placement. Fourth, update your agreements. Break the contracts you made with yourself in former survival seasons. I will never disappoint anyone. I must always be available. I am only valuable if I am needed. Replace them with my truth. I will be obedient even when misunderstood. I am available to assignment, not to every demand. My value is established by my Father, not by my utility. Fifth, change your conversation diet. If you want to carry clarity, feed on clarity. Read what builds, listen where wisdom speaks, invite voices that stretch your courage and safeguard your humility. Reduce environments where cynicism is the currency. You do not need to debate your growth to people committed to misunderstanding it. Let me speak to the practical signals so you can discern them without self-contempt. You used to tolerate lateness, broken promises, and constant crisis in order to be the strong one. Now, even small dishonesty makes your stomach turn. That is not you becoming picky. That is you becoming principled. You used to soften your opinions until they were unrecognizable, then resent yourself later. Now words come clean and short, and you fear you sounded sharp. That is not cruelty, that is clarity practicing its voice. You used to say yes to invitations because your absence felt like disloyalty. Now your no is holy and quiet. That is not abandonment, that is stewardship of calling. If you are seeing this now, it is because a window is opening, and I need you to stop apologizing for the growth I gave you. Do not crawl back into a smaller room to make others comfortable with your new clarity. Do not sign yourself to stale roles because they are steady. Do not keep conversing at the level of complaint when I am giving you language for solutions. Small obedience will guard you in this. One message sent with honor to end an obligation that no longer aligns. One calendar slot reclaimed. One friendship gently repositioned without drama. One new table sought out where truth and accountability are normal. Alignment is not forced. It is responded to. You worry, what if I am making a mistake? What if I am walking away too soon? Hear me, you are not leaving growth behind. You are following it forward. My timing does not rush, and it does not lag, it aligns. I will confirm your steps with peace that may not feel easy, but it will feel true. I will surround you with new collaborators in due time, not as replacements for old love, but as companions for new assignment. Do not try to recruit everyone into your next. Invite only those I highlight. Many start loud, few move light. You will move light. Let this settle where anxiety used to live. Outgrowing is not rejection of your past. It is evidence that I have expanded your capacity for what is next. You are not becoming cold, you are becoming clear. You are not difficult, you are defined. You are not unstable, you are upgrading your foundation. Release the need to be universally understood. Let your fruit speak in time. Stay at the pace of peace. Keep your hands open. Keep your heart soft. Keep your boundaries strong. I am not entertaining you. I am appointing you. This is divine timing, meeting your life in real time. Windows open for those who are ready to step through, and you are ready, not because you are flawless, but because you are willing, teachable, and aligned. Breathe with me now. Put your hand over your heart. Say in your spirit, I bless what was. I embrace what is. I welcome what is next. Feel clarity take its seat inside you. Feel grief honored, not denied. Feel peace rise, not hype, not hardness, but steady assurance. You are safe in this shift because I am in it. I will finish what I started in you. Walk forward, not with noise, with knowing. Old rooms will not break you by their smallness anymore. Old roles will not bridle you. Old conversations will not swallow your voice. I am expanding you, and you are right on time. My child, attention. Do not scroll past this. Stay with me. What you called falling apart was me separating you from what would have delayed you. I did not abandon you in the break. I authored the break to keep you from bondage. Some things broke because they could not go. Some doors shut because their hinges were fixed to compromise. Some connections frayed because their threads were woven from flattery instead of truth. This is not punishment. This is protection disguised as pain. I saw you at the threshold when you almost traded your integrity for quick relief. I saw the email you drafted to accept an opportunity that would have crowned you publicly while starving you privately. I saw the contract clause that seemed small but would have silenced the very voice I just healed. I saw the relationship that required you to shrink to keep the peace. I saw the team culture that normalized dishonor and called it candor. I saw the leader who praised your gifting but resented your boundaries. You begged me to make it work because familiarity numbed your fear. Hear me, I loved you too much to let you be delayed by what demanded your reduction. I did not let it hold. You asked, why does it all feel like it's collapsing at once? Why the sudden losses? Why the silence after so much reaching? Because separation rarely happens without pressure. Transition applies force to fault lines, and what is not built to carry you forward reveals itself by cracking now. The anxiety that spiked was not evidence that you were wrong. It was your nervous system interpreting newness as threat. Your body learned to equate change with danger. Your mind rehearsed worst-case endings to feel prepared. But preparation for fear is not the same as preparation for faith. Let me retrain your inner world. Silence was not absence. Silence was alignment forming. The ache in your chest was not a verdict. It was me unhooking you from what once offered safety but would have stolen your future. Do you want to know why I moved this way with you? Because you asked me for promises with weight, and weight requires structure. A flimsy alliance today becomes a fracture in tomorrow's assignment. Flattery today becomes leverage against your calling when influence increases. A small lie now becomes a binding story later. I would rather let something precious to you feel like it fell apart than let your future be negotiated by what you were too tired to question. My timing does not rush and it does not lag, it aligns. Alignment is not always applause. Sometimes alignment is removal. Sometimes alignment is a no you do not understand, followed by a peace you cannot deny. Hear my heart. I am not removing to punish you. I am removing to preserve you. I am not plucking you out to isolate you. I am placing you where you will not be exploited. I am not withholding to tease you. I am rerouting to save you from detours that look short but spiral into years. What you called rejection was redirection. What you called loss was protection. What you called betrayal was exposure so you could stop investing where harvest would never come. I have not been wasteful with your tears. Every tear watered discernment. Every sigh strengthened your no. Every sleepless night taught you to hear me above noise. Let me name a few things plainly, so confusion loosens its grip. The job that let you go when you were loyal, protection. The romance that iced over when you started telling the truth, protection. The platform that stopped inviting you when you refused to compromise, protection. The mentor who turned distant when your boundaries matured, protection. The city that never opened to you no matter how hard you tried, protection. I am not ignoring your grief. I am interpreting it. You are not being punished for choosing me. You are being preserved so that choosing me remains possible when pressure multiplies. Now that separation has begun, you must learn how to respond so the window does not pass unnoticed. First, stop chasing what is exiting. Do not negotiate with a door I have already locked. Do not send long explanations to win back access I removed for your safety. Do not bargain with memories to excuse ongoing misalignment. When I release you, do not reattach yourself out of loneliness. Let what is leaving, leave. Second, bless without bitterness. This is how you keep your heart soft without going soft on truth. In my presence, speak blessing over what you are releasing. Thank me for what it gave you when it gave it. Call it what it was without rewriting the story to justify staying. Gratitude protects you from cynicism. Clarity protects you from naivety. Hold them both. Third, reorder your agreements. Break internal vows formed in hurt. I will never be vulnerable again. I must always prove my worth. If I don't hold everything together, it will all collapse. Replace them with truth. I will be wise and open. I am valuable without performance. I am held by a God who holds all things. Write these new agreements down. Read them when the ache tells you to run back. Fourth, steward the space separation created. Separation is not an empty room. It is a prepared place. Fill it with practices that match your next. Daily quiet where my voice sets your tone. Honest conversations with those who carry wisdom and honor. Skill sharpening for the assignment you prayed for. Rest that is not escape, but restoration. If you leave the room empty, old patterns will come back to rent it. If you furnish it with peace and purpose, new alignment will recognize where to land. Fifth, ask me for your next small obedience. Alignment is entered by steps, not by stunts. One phone call to close what needs closing with honor. One resume sent where your integrity is an asset, not a threat. One application delayed because peace says, not that one. One calendar slot protected each day for presence. One act of generosity that trains your heart to trust provision beyond the old source. Do not despise small obedience. Windows open for the responsive. I am not asking you to pretend separation does not hurt. I am asking you to let pain do its holy work without letting panic drive the car. When grief comes in waves, breathe with me. Let tears clean the lens, but not cloud the road. Remember, you prayed for more than survival. You asked for substance over speed, assignment over attention, clarity over crowds. This is the answer coming in a form your old self would not have recognized. Let trust mature. You worry, what if I misheard? What if I threw away something you meant me to keep? Hear me with gentleness and wait. I am a father who knows how to correct a sincere child without collapse. If you veer, I will nudge. If you stall, I will prompt. If you cling, I will loosen your fingers with kindness. If you run back to what harms you, I will interrupt again. I am more committed to your future than you are afraid of your past. My correction is not cruelty, it is care. If you are seeing this now, it is because divine timing is meeting your life in real time. I am interrupting you because movement is required. Do not scroll away to soothe the ache I am using to align you. Sit with me. Let the names rise that need blessing and release. Let the emails draft that need sending. Let the budget shift. Let the calendar breathe. Let the house be quiet enough to feel where peace is pointing. I am not entertaining you. I am appointing you. Some chapters ended not because you failed, but because you finally succeeded at becoming the version of you that cannot be held by them. Receive that. Let it clear fear's fog. You are safe in this separation because I ordained it. You will not be stranded between rooms. I am already in the next, arranging the chairs, setting the table, inviting the voices that honor what I am doing in you. Walk forward, not with noise, with knowing. What looked like falling apart was me removing delays. What felt like rejection was redirection toward protection. Agree with me and you will see that every no I authored was guarding a better yes you are about to carry with peace and capacity. My child, attention. Stay right here. Do not scroll past this. I am placing my hand on the clock you have been staring at, and I am telling it to be silent. You are not late. You are right on time for the version of you that can sustain the promise. Hear this as correction and comfort together, not a slogan, a verdict. You measured yourself against the speed of others and called it failure. You watched timelines, highlight reels, announcements, launches, rings, titles, and totals, and shame rose like smoke in your chest. You asked, did I miss it? Did waiting make me waste it? Listen to me. Selection is not about speed. It is about substance. I do not seat sprinters who cannot breathe at mile 5. I do not crown moments that character cannot carry. Many start loud. Few stay steady. You stayed. Do you want to know why I chose you specifically? Not because you were perfect, but because you were willing. Not because you never wavered, but because you returned. Not because you had answers, but because you kept asking me for truth over applause. I saw the nights you stayed faithful without audience. I saw you apologize when I showed you a better way. I saw you learn restraint when retaliation felt justified. I saw you choose clean yeses and clear nos when blurry might have benefited you. I said then what I am saying now. You are my choice because your heart stayed soft while your spine grew strong. My timing does not rush and it does not lag. It aligns. When you thought I was slow, I was sizing the structure. When you thought I was late, I was lengthening your capacity. I do not waste seasons. I mature you in them. Delay was not denial. Delay was development. Silence was not absence. Silence was alignment forming. Closed doors were not cruelty. They were calibration so the right door would meet the right you at the right strength. Look at the upgrades I set in you while you grieved the weight. Discernment, where you used to call everything opportunity. Now you test spirits and terms and timing. Restraint, where impulse once ruled. Now you can hold a no without rage and a yes without rush. Compassion, you have learned to be kind without codependent, to feel deeply without drowning. Boundaries, you know the edges of your assignment and can keep your heart open while your gates are managed. Courage, you speak truth in rooms that used to silence you, and you stand without theatrics. Patience, not the passive brand, but the warrior kind that endures with purpose. These are not theories, these are evidences that transition has been working even when outcome was quiet. You keep asking, but why did it take this long? Because what you asked me for carries weight. Influence without interior reinforcement collapses. Promises without preparation crumble. I was saving you from success. You could not survive. I was teaching you the pace of peace so that when doors open, hurry will not hijack you. I was untangling your worth from work so that when the work increases, worth does not wobble. I was purifying your motives so that when eyes land on you, praise will not poison you. I was anchoring your identity so that when pressure rises, you answer to me, not to demand. Do not confuse readiness with rushing. You do not need to chase what I assigned. You need to become fully available to receive it. Alignment is not seized. Alignment is stepped into. Your part is presence, obedience, and attention. My part is opening what no one can shut, shutting what no one should open, and knitting timing with capacity. When I say it is time, it is because the version of you I have been forming can hold the life I am about to hand you without being hollowed by it. Let me address the lie that says, if you were truly chosen, it would have happened sooner. False. Being chosen does not exempt you from formation. It requires it. I do not promote to relieve insecurity. I mature to transform identity. The time you call behind is the very time that puts steel in your spirit and gentleness in your voice. The years you label lost are the curriculum of wisdom you will now spend without waste. I am redeeming what felt like delay by folding it into the testimony you will carry with clean hands. I am speaking to the shame that lingers after comparison. Shame whispers that you must sprint now to make up for lost time. No, sit with me and receive a new assignment. Keep the pace of peace. Walk with me into what is opening. Respond quickly to me, not to pressure. Say yes where peace points, not where fear shouts. Do not scramble, settle, do not perform, embody, do not explain your timing to every opinion. Let your fruit answer in season. If you are seeing this now, it is because divine timing is meeting your life in real time. I am not entertaining you, I am appointing you. Windows open for the responsive, not for the frantic, not for the envious, for the responsive. You have trained for this by choosing me when no one applauded you, by releasing what I pried from your hands with kindness, by staying when staying was building strength, by moving when moving scared you. Now I will ask for the same responsiveness in a new landscape. You will be tempted to do too much to prove you deserve it. Refuse that temptation. Receive, then build with me at the speed of wisdom. Let me mark the evidence that you are right on time. Notice how decisions that once took months now take minutes because your values are set. Notice how conversations that used to derail you now end with peace because your boundaries stand. Notice how an opportunity can look glittering and you feel no pull unless my peace rests on it. Notice how the voice inside that accused you has grown quiet and the witness of my spirit grows louder. This is maturity measured not by acclaim but by interior order. To the part of you still saying, but others already got there, I say this: you are not running their race. I wrote a course with turns designed to sculpt you, not to shame you. If you had forced their pace, you would have missed your formation. If you had mimicked their moves, you would have forfeited your voice. I am not behind on your life. I am exact, not early, not late, aligned. Place your hand over your heart and breathe with me. Say, I release false timelines. I receive your alignment. Let the clock you made in your mind come down. Let the pressure to impress dissolve. Let the awareness rise that the next phone call, the next meeting, the next yes will not be about proving readiness, but revealing it. You will feel steady where you once felt small. You will feel clear where you once felt crowded. You will feel paced where you once felt panicked. I saw you, my child, in every silent hour. I honored your yes when no one noticed. I counted your tears as architecture. I held your prayers like blueprints. I said it would happen, and now it is here. Not as thunder to startle you, but as rain to water what we planted. Walk forward with quiet strength. Keep your eyes where I am. Keep your hands open. Keep your heart guarded and generous. You are not late. You are right on time for the version of you that can sustain the promise. And I will walk with you as it unfolds, guiding, steadying, completing what I started, until peace is not just your compass, but your covering. My child, attention, do not scroll past this. Stay with me. Moments like this are not repeated casually. When I interrupt, it is because movement is required, not frantic motion, responsive movement. The window opens for the responsive. Hear me with clarity. Transition becomes manifestation through responsiveness. Alignment is entered by small, faithful steps, not by stunts that soothe your ego or leaps that exhaust your soul. You have asked me for open doors. I am asking you for an open ear. You have prayed for acceleration. I am teaching you attention. Responsiveness is not a personality trait. It is a posture. It is what you do when I whisper, not only what you do when I shout. It is how you handle the nudge to pray before you post, the urge to apologize before you defend, the instruction to rest before you rush, the green light to apply before fear drafts a list of reasons to delay, the quiet leave now before you make another excuse to stay, and the simple start today before perfectionism steals another month. This is how big alignment arrives, in small obedience that no one claps for yet. Stop numbing, stop delaying, so stop calling procrastination peace. Stay here with me. You have learned to calm your nerves with distraction instead of bringing your nerves to my presence. You have named avoidance as wisdom because the pace of peace felt too quiet to your old adrenaline. I am retraining you. Peace is not avoidance. Peace is accuracy. Peace is the compass of alignment. You ask me, how will I know? You will know by peace and by the fruit of obedience, not by the size of the stage or the noise of the crowd. Now receive your first steps. Ask me for wisdom out loud. Lord, what is my next small obedience today? Stay long enough to hear the first thing I highlight. I will not hand you a 50-step blueprint to feed your control. I will give you today's step to feed your trust. Confirm with peace. If you feel the anxious churn of proving yourself, wait. If you sense the steady weight of clarity, even if it scares you, obey. Seek counsel, not consensus. Bring your step to one or two who carry honor, sobriety, and fear of God, not a committee of opinions that will dilute conviction. Close open loops that leak your energy. Send the email you have avoided. Pay what you owe. Cancel what you never meant to keep. Finish the task that mocks you from the corner of your desk. Schedule the appointment that is part of your healing. Remove one draining habit that sabotages responsiveness. The late-night scroll that steals your morning presence. The overeating that numbs anxiety but not addresses it. The endless yeses that inflate pride but empty purpose. Choose one. Today. Do you see what I am doing? I am teaching you to meet the window, not to watch it. Windows open for those who step, not for those who collect confirmations while never moving. Alignment is not complicated, it is costly to the part of you that loves delay, disguised as discernment. Discernment without obedience is still disobedience. You do not need another sign to do what I already said. You need to respond to what you know. You fear making a wrong move. Hear my heart. I am not a trap setter. I am a father. I know how to keep a sincere child from wandering far. If you pivot and it is not me, I will check you with peace withdrawing. If you pause when I am calling you forward, I will stir you again. I am more committed to this alignment than you are afraid of missing it. Stop treating every step as an irreversible destiny lever. Steps can be corrected. Posture is what matters. Stay low, stay listening, stay willing, and you will not wander long. Let me make the threshold plain so you can cross it without drama. First, consecrate your calendar. Protect one daily appointment with me as non-negotiable. When your day is set by my voice, Your day no longer drags you. Second, answer one integrity prompt quickly. If I bring someone's name to mind, reach out. If I highlight a half-truth you told, correct it. If I surface bitterness, forgive at the level of decision and ask me to supply the feeling later. Third, single task your obedience. Do not try to fix your whole life in an afternoon. Faithfulness compounds. Let today's yes build tomorrow's capacity. Fourth, give where I nudge you, not to impress, but to break fear of lack. Generosity is how you teach your heart that I am your source, not the door you are knocking on. Fifth, prepare practically. Update what needs updating. Put your materials in order. Clear the shelf. Write the outline. Polish the portfolio. Order does not control me, but order honors what I am sending. Stop outsourcing courage to a future feeling. Courage grows by use. Put it on like you put on your shoes. Deliberately, often without ceremony. When routine starts to argue with obedience, choose obedience. When fear decorates excuses with eloquent language, interrupt it with a simple move. Dial the number. Register the LLC. Decline the event I said not to attend. Walk out of the room when gossip starts. Take a nap when your body is not a temple but a terminal. Rest is also obedience. I am Lord of Sabbath as surely as I am Lord of assignment. I am training you in the pace of peace so that when the window opens wider, you do not sabotage it with hurry. Hurry will lie to you. It will say, do everything at once or it will disappear. Peace will tell you, do the next right thing and trust me to keep what I opened. I do not need your frenzy to fulfill my word. I need your yes at the speed of wisdom. The humble yes, the quiet no, the unadvertised follow-through. If you are seeing this now, it is because divine timing is meeting your life in real time. I am not entertaining you, I am appointing you. Windows open for the responsive, not for the cynical, not for the spectators, for the responsive. You will feel me invite you into small tasks that look beneath your calling but build your calling's foundation. Do them. Excellence in little things is not a detour, it is the road. Accountability in private is not a delay. It is proof that public weight will not crush you. Let me also free you from the appetite for constant novelty. You think responsiveness means new instructions every hour. Often it means consistent faithfulness to the last instruction for longer than your flesh prefers. Keep showing up where I assigned you until I reassign you. Keep sowing where I said sow, even when the field looks stubborn. Keep learning the skill you will need when the door opens so that the door finds you ready, not rusty. Persistence is responsiveness stretched over time. Now breathe and receive this last word as seal and supply. I will not send you without supply. I will not lead you where I will not keep you. Provision is built into the path I am asking you to take. The peace you need for today's step is already present in my presence. The favor you require to stand in the doorway is already being stirred in the hearts that will recognize you. The strength you think you lack will appear in the doing, not in the anxious imagining. I am already ahead of you, and I am walking with you. Take my hand. Whisper your yes. Do the small thing now, the humble, clear, peace-filled thing. Let that be your entrance into big alignment. No hype, no rush. Just you, responsive to me, stepping through the window I am opening, certain that I finish what I start, and that every obedient step will carry you forward without stealing your soul. My child, attention. Slow down with me now. Breathe. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Let your shoulders release. Let your jaw unclench. Let that settle inside you, not as hype, but as truth. I am here. You are safe in this shift. You are not late. You are being aligned. If you are seeing this now, it is because divine timing is meeting your life in real time. Do not rush past peace to find another confirmation. Peace is your confirmation. Hear me as a father who knows and who finishes. Your symptoms were signals. Your pressure was preparation. Your waiting was positioning. What you named anxiety was the alarm of transition, not the sentence of failure. I stirred you first inside so you would not mistake open doors for random luck. I let the routine feel tight so you could stop shrinking to fit rooms you outgrew. I let old conversations feel hollow so your voice could find its true register. This is not punishment. This is alignment forming. Let me steady your mind. You do not need to understand everything to obey the next right thing. Release the contract with control that demands a map before a move. Understanding will come in layers as you walk. Light for the step, then light for the next. My word to you is not a riddle to decode. It is a lamp for your feet. Trust does not ignore questions. Trust places questions in my hands without hands gripping them. Breathe again. Say, I receive your peace. Say, I release the need to know before I go. This is worship, opening your heart where fear once closed it. I will order your steps. I will guard your mind. I will teach you to recognize my voice over fear. My voice carries weight without hurry. Fear shouts timelines and leaves you frantic. I speak timing and leave you focused. Fear condemns with contempt. I correct with clarity and dignity. Fear obsesses over optics. I aim you at obedience. When you feel the swirl, pause. When panic rises, ask me to speak and then listen past the noise. I will give you the sentence that calms the storm in you before I calm the storm around you. You will learn the texture of my peace and it will become your compass. I am also setting a hedge around your thoughts. You have rehearsed worst-case endings as if dread could guarantee survival. That practice is ending. When the what-ifs parade through your mind, answer them with even if. Even if plans adjust, I am with you. Even if people misunderstand, I will uphold you. Even if doors delay, I am not delayed. I am training you to narrate your life with me at the center, not with fear as the author. This is not positive thinking. This is accurate thinking in the presence of a faithful God. Let me say it again in new words, so it unlocks places still clenched. Silence was not absence. My quiet rebuilt the floor under you. Delay was not denial. It shaped breadth in you to carry what is coming without breaking. Losses were not losses alone. They were exits cleared so new alignment could land. You are not behind. You are right on schedule for the strength you now carry. Not early, not late, aligned. Receive blessing now, not as decoration, but as assignment. I bless your nights with rest that resets your nervous system under my hand. I bless your mornings with a first attention that sets your pace by my peace. I bless your boundaries so they hold without becoming walls. I bless your courage so it shows up as steady, not sensational. I bless your speech so it is clear, kind, and uncompromised. I bless your work so excellence flows without obsession. I bless your relationships so honor governs and mutuality grows. I bless your decisions so counsel informs you, but peace decides. You wonder if you will waver again. Hear me. I will finish what I started in you. I began this alignment, and I will not abandon it mid-process. When you feel weak, I will supply strength. When you feel dull, I will sharpen discernment. When you feel alone, I will send confirming voices who honor what I am doing, not voices that flatter what I am undoing. When you feel rushed, I will slow you with my hand and remind you, windows open for the responsive, and you are learning responsiveness as a way of life. Place your hand over your heart again. Feel it steady. That beating is proof you are still called to this day. Whisper, I am safe in this shift. Whisper, your peace leads me. Let that become more than words. Let it become the way you move through rooms, the way you answer emails, the way you choose opportunities, the way you say no without guilt and yes without fear. Peace is not passivity. Peace is precision. Peace does not make you slower. Peace makes you accurate. Peace is your proof you are not late. Now lift your eyes. I am leading you forward gently. No scramble, no spectacle. Just steps. Clear, simple, holy steps. Keep the appointment with me that sets your day. Keep the small obediences that build your life. Keep the windows open by staying present. Keep your heart soft and your spine strong. Keep the pace of peace. I am ahead of you, beside you, and within you, teaching your hands to build and your feet to walk. This is the moment where we seal what has been spoken. If you are seeing this, it is not random, it is appointment. I am not entertaining you. I am not merely motivating you. I am appointing you to move in peace. Go now in the calm of my authority. Carry what is next with the capacity I formed and the quiet confidence I have placed within you. You are safe in the shift, and I will finish what I started in you, guiding, guarding, aligning, until the work and the witness in your life agree. And peace is not just how you decide, but how you dwell.